In a Texas courtroom, a man named Mr. Mendoza faces the consequences of choices made and chances wasted. Once again, the judge must decide, does mercy still have room when accountability has been ignored?
Good morning, Mr. Mendoza.
Morning, sir.
Sir, you're charged with 2 cases with us. You were charged with assault of a family member. You're now also charged with failure to identify oneself to a peace officer while being a fugitive from justice. That allegation kicks it up to a Class A, so you're also facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. This case the assault is a year old. I have no idea what is going on with it, so I'm going to have you refresh my memory real quick. What happened, please?
On the AFM?
Please. On all 3.
So on the AFM, which is the original charge, on April 6, 2024, officers spoke with a complainant witness who stated she was involved in a physical altercation with the defendant after the defendant became upset with her over food and struck her several times with a closed fist in the nose and mouth, causing her pain and visible injury. Officer observed the complainant witness to have a swollen bottom lip with a small laceration, and she was holding a bloody towel that she used for her nose. Defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license, and the defendant and the complainant witness have been in a dating relationship for 8 years. So that's the oldest AFM. Do you want me to do the felony?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So on the felony, on June 4th, 2024, officer responded to a disturbance call and spoke with the complaining witness. Complaining witness stated the husband threw her on the wall after she called his mom to complain of his behavior. Complaining witness said she had a protective.
Shh. I didn't hear any of it.
Officer on June 4th, 2024, officer responded to a disturbance call and spoke with the complaining witness. Complaining witness stated that her husband threw her against the wall after she called his mom to complain of his behavior. And then she stated that she had a protective order against the defendant. And then the failed to ID on April 11th, 2025, officer dispatched to an unknown disturbance call for service. Officers arrived on scene, knocked on the door. Officers observed a male come to the door, but quickly move out of the way, not wanting to answer the door. Officers observed the defendant walking out of the door, stating that he was only having a verbal argument with his wife.
So
Officers-
now a new fight and that's what brings the cops to the house?
I believe so. Officer spoke to the female on scene. Officer stated the female was not answering questions due to not wanting to get the defendant in trouble. Officer observed the name and date of birth the defendant provided to officers were not coming through a TCIC search. Officers advised the defendant that if he does not have proper name and date of birth, he'll be charged with failure to identify. The defendant then confessed and provided his real name and date of birth. The defendant stated he did not want to go to jail for a warrant that he had. And then the officer observed that he had a felony and misdemeanor warrant.
The reason I'm trying to, you speak English, right?
Yes, sir.
The reason I'm trying to figure what's going on is because she's asking me to give you a PR bond, but
Yeah.
we've given you bond after bond after bond. You've been in flight status for about nearly a year. And now when the cops come to try to talk to you, you try to evade again. You know what I mean? Are we just going to continue to give you chance after chance? You continue to you just don't give a shice about bond conditions, man. Really? I mean, I get it that he may have not signed it or whatnot, but you can't just be out of sight, out of mind for an entire year and expect good things to happen. I mean, really, we've given you PR bond after PR bond. It would just, at some point, I have to say when, so that we mean business. There's no more revolving doors, really.
The original AFN, it looks like they did do a RIP call. The complainant advised that the reason that she had a bloody nose is because she does drugs and was doing cocaine. He did have the PR bond. The VPO was a 2V warrant, so he wasn't given bond and didn't come on that one.
Yeah, but he had a warrant out for both. Apparently knew about them. So
Well, it didn't say that he knew about the felony warrant.
Well, I don't know, but
warrant out.
But you can't make believe that he knew.
I mean, I can, if you want a bond reduction, I'm willing to give you a bond reduction. I'm not going to give you another PR bond, dude. Really, no more PR bonds. And you've got these cases out. Just, you can't out of sight, out of mind. And the only reason you're here now is because you got into another damn argument. So, Mr. Mendoza, I am now issuing another protective order on this case. And I want you to understand that the Texas Constitution does not allow me, but in extremely limited circumstances, to have a hearing to hold someone at zero bond. This is now one of those cases. If you continue to violate protective orders, we can have a hearing to hold you at no bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to have contact with this person. No means no. Doesn't mean, please, baby, get me out of jail. Every phone call is recorded. Take note when you're making phone calls. Every phone call is recorded. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking for much. All I want are my streets to be safe. And if you can,
Yes, sir.
just don't have any contact, don't have any weapons, and that's it.
Sir.
If you want a bond reduction, I'm happy to give it to you, but I'm not going to just continue to give homeboy PR bond after PR bond after PR bond. Just not,
Would the court be willing to reduce the bonds for $1,000?
I'll cut it in half. So on the assault, 2,500. I'm going to leave the failure to ID as is. But I'm telling you now, I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do, there is a residential restriction. You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No alcohol, no illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. No contact and no weapons. Do you mind? All I need you to do is file the MOA because we'll have him, pre-trial is going to, make sure that you're in compliance. All right, Mr. Mendoza. So what we'll do is the felony case is set for June. So what we'll do is, I don't like to set the people for more than 30 days, so you just don't get forgotten about. We can set you for 30 days, come back, and then, go from there. Okay? All right.
Maybe.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
As the hearing draws to a close, the courtroom falls quiet. The tension that once hung thick in the air settles into a silence that feels heavy with consequence. Mr. Mendoza stands there, tired, expression unreadable, while the judge's final words echo across the room, each one carrying the weight of both justice and disappointment. This was not the first time the court had seen him. Bond after bond, opportunity after opportunity, each one extended with the hope that he would correct his course. Yet every time, the story ended the same way, with another argument, another violation, another broken promise. The judge's voice is firm, but it carries something deeper than anger. It carries fatigue. The fatigue of a system that wants to believe in second chances, but can no longer afford to be naive. No more PR bonds, the judge says. It isn't just a ruling, it's a statement. A boundary drawn in the sand after a year of failed compliance and disregard. There's only so much leniency the law can extend before it begins to erode its own authority. Mr. Mendoza listens, perhaps realizing that what once felt like leniency was, in truth, his last shield against the full impact of the justice system. The court issues a new protective order. The judge reminds him, every call is recorded, every contact monitored, every step from this point forward under watch. He isn't just being warned, he's being given one final chance to understand the seriousness of his actions. To the court, this isn't about punishment alone, it's about protection. A protection that extends not only to the woman who feared him, but to a community that expects safety to mean something real. The judge's tone softens briefly when he says, I'm not asking for much. All I want are my streets to be safe. It's not just an appeal to the defendant, it's a reflection of a judge's humanity. In that moment, it's clear that, beneath the robes and the legal codes, there's a man who believes justice must protect before it punishes. Yet mercy cannot be endless. The conditions are laid out clearly. No contact, no weapons, no drugs, and no alcohol. A simple list, but one that determines freedom itself. Violate any of them, and the door to leniency will close permanently. The judge's warning is sharp. If another violation occurs, a hearing will be called to hold him without bond. That, he says, is not a threat. It's the law. Mr. Mendoza nods quietly, his "yes, sir," barely more than a whisper. Whether it's understanding or resignation, no one can tell. But everyone in that room knows the truth. The cycle of violence and avoidance can't continue forever. This is the moment where accountability must replace excuses. The courtroom clerk sets the next hearing for 30 days. A symbolic gesture that Mendoza will not be forgotten, even if his freedom is once again limited. The judge ensures it personally. I don't like to set people for more than 30 days so they just don't get forgotten about. It's a small act of fairness in a system that too often loses track of its own humanity. As the gavel finally strikes, the hearing ends, not with outrage or spectacle, but with the quiet weight of consequence. The courtroom empties, but the echo of the judge's message remains. This was not just about one man's actions. It was about the repeated failures that follow when leniency is mistaken for weakness. Justice, in this moment, isn't blind. It's cautious. It's weary. It's done extending empty chances. For Mr. Mendoza, the path ahead is narrow and uncertain. Freedom is no longer a given. It's a condition, one he must now earn through discipline, honesty, and restraint. If he fails again, the law will remember. And for the court, the message is clear. Every decision to forgive must carry the weight of account. Ability or mercy itself loses meaning.